Hey, and welcome back to Temple Running. Today, I want to give you 6 of the worst things you can do before a run. When you get out there for a run, you want to be ready to go. You want to be at your best because some days it's even hard to get out there to get started. And if you're able to do it, you don't want something messing up your run. So I'm going to give you 6 of the worst things you can do before a run, and then you can make sure that you don't do them because I've done them and they weren't a pleasant experience. So I want to give my lessons learned to you so that you don't have to learn them the hard way like I did. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Hello and welcome to Temple Running. For those of you who this is your first time here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, thanks for coming back. And hey, so as I said in the intro, we're going to talk about the 6 worst things that you can do before a run. The first mistake that you can make is to not go to the restroom before you head out the door. It really doesn't matter how long or short your run is, but a short run can especially catch you off guard because you think that you can make it. It's not comfortable running having to use the bathroom. So you need to make sure that you stop and make that stop, especially for a long run. Oh my goodness. You see the lines at the porta potties at a race? That's because there's a lot of smart people who know they're about to be running a really long time. Their nerves and jitters are making their guts do some crazy things. At least mine do every time. So schedule time to wake up early enough that you can take care of that before you go, and make sure that you are eating the proper foods and things that won't upset your stomach. But I'll get into that in another tip. But use the restroom before you leave. If you get nothing else from this video, take that advice. Because a lot of times when you're running, you don't have bathrooms on your route sometimes. So if you're a person who you believe that you're running a distance that you're going to frequently need to use the restroom, then you need to make sure you map that out. You better make sure you're running past a hotel, a gas station, a porta potty, somewhere where you can stop and use the restroom, because that is the worst. Like I said, having to run with your guts or your bladder full. It's just not fun. So tip number 1, go use the restroom. Tip number 2, one of the worst things you can do before a run is eating too much. You don't want to eat too much before you go out for a run because it will rumble around and move around in your stomach. It can make your stomach upset because you're doing a lot of activity. So your food is not able to properly digest. So you need to ensure that you don't have too much in the morning. And if you do feel like you want to have a big breakfast, then try to get up an hour and a half to 2 hours before your run and have something to eat and then go. I can pretty much eat probably about 45 minutes to an hour before and I'm fine. But everybody is different. So you can test that out during training run. You want to have something small like a banana or a breakfast bar or something like that that's going to give you the energy you need, but will not sit on your stomach and move around. But if you want to know more about that, definitely check out my video. I'll link it right here on what to eat before, during, and after a run, and that will help you to understand how to treat your mornings. But don't eat too much before you run. And just as an add-on for tip number 2, another mistake you can make is drinking too much water right before you go out the door. You will hear that water and feel that water sloshing around in your stomach and moving around. You don't want those problems, trust me. Definitely make sure you hydrate before you run, but really, if you're a morning runner, you probably need to be doing most of your hydrating the night before anyway, and then get some early morning hydration, probably at least 30 minutes before you run. But don't, sip some water. Don't gulp, a whole bottle of water and then go out for a run. That will not be comfortable. Along those lines as well is coffee. People like to drink coffee before they run. There's nothing wrong. If the caffeine does not affect you, then you don't have to worry about it. But what coffee can lead to is going back to tip number one, and it will send you to the restroom. So if you know coffee has that effect on you, make sure you drink it early enough that you can take care of the bathroom break before you get out and run. I'm telling you guys all this from experience and experience from other runners that I know. So it happens. And you don't have to worry about it because I'm telling you about it. So you're thinking about it. So you'll do something about it and you won't end up in that situation. Mistake number 3 that people can make before a run is they do static stretching. And if you don't know what static stretching is when you stand in one place and you stretch. So let me give you an example. This is static stretching. You know, this is all good, but what you really need to do is more like a dynamic stretch. You want to warm your muscles up. You want to get them going. This doesn't really get them going. This stretches them out, but you want to warm them up. So you want to do stretching like this. Okay? You want to do stretching like this. You can't really see my legs, but you can kind of get the motion that I'm likely doing, right? You want to do dynamic stretches and exercises to get yourself ready for your run. Now, once your run is complete, static stretching is what you want to do. That's tip number 3. The 4th mistake that you can make before a run is not charging your electronics, not charging your gear. So I already told you all, I need to have something in my ear when I'm running. But when I run alone, I like to have something to keep me entertained and motivated while I'm running. So I usually have headphones, and my headphones are wireless, so they need to be charged. And you want to make sure your phone is charged and your watch is charged. If you're using a watch or if you're using your phone for GPS, then once again, you want to make sure your phone is charged. All of these things are very important to have with you to keep you motivated. I have woken up in the morning and had dead headphones, or I've had headphones go dead on me during a run. And when I tell you that can really kill a run, if you're a person who likes to run with something in your ear, it really can. So if you are a person like me, learn from my mistakes. Make sure everything is charged up and ready to go, especially if you have a big race. The last thing you want to do is run 13.1 and not get your credit because your watch went dead or because your phone went dead. You definitely want to have everything charged up. Okay, that's the last time I'm going to say it. I've said it enough times. Make sure you have everything charged up. The 5th thing that you want to avoid before a run is to have on the wrong shoes. Okay? There are very distinct shoes for running, and there are very distinct shoes for the way that you run. Even as a beginner runner, I highly suggest that you go to a running store and you get tested on what kind of running shoe works for the way that your foot lands when you run. It's very important in order to keep your feet happy. Running in the wrong shoes or just grabbing some sneakers out the closet, grabbing some basketball sneakers. You can't run in Jordans, okay? Some people do. I don't know if Jordans make running shoes, but I think they mostly make basketball shoes. You shouldn't be running in basketball shoes. I love Jordans, but I don't run in Jordans. There are other brands besides the ones that you see in the stores. There is a whole world of running shoes. But when I first started off as a runner, I went straight to Foot Locker because that was where I go to get sneakers. And I bought some shoes and they were fine. They were great, but I found out they weren't the right shoes for me to be running in. And those kind of stores don't have the capability of testing you so that they can find out what kind of shoes you need. And they don't have the specialization of knowing, once you know what kind of shoes you need, which ones might work best for you. So my advice is to make a trip to a running store. Your first pair of sneakers might cost you a little bit because running shoes aren't cheap, and you can catch some sales though, so try to do that. But overall, you're probably going to pay a little bit for your first pair of running shoes, but it's worth it. I'm telling you, it is worth it to have good shoes on your feet. All right. Here we are at number 6. I think I've said it in every video, almost every video I've ever done so far. I probably mentioned this at least once, and I emphasized it in several as well. And the number 6 worst thing you can do before a run is not listen to your body. If your body, now you gotta get the difference between the body and the mind, because the mind can sometimes be so strong that it'll make you feel like it's your body telling you, but really it's just your mind. And you can get past that. You can get past a mental state of not wanting to run, because once you get out the door and you get to running, you 9 times out of 10 you're gonna come out of it. Sometimes you don't, and it's a crappy run, and you're like, oh, but guess what? You still got out there and you did it. But most of the time you get out there, you start feeling good. You get back, you're glad that you went. If it is your body telling you it's tired, you've been running too much, it doesn't feel well, you have a hurt here, you have a injury that might be trying to come about, maybe you should chill out. Listen to your body. It will always tell you what you're capable of. So you need to listen to it. So if your body is telling you that you need to chill out, then you need to chill out. On those days, you can go and do some cross training, do some weights, do a bike, do an elliptical. Just do something else instead of running on that day. So if you get nothing else from this video, I think I've said this in a few other videos. If you get nothing else from this video, please take that. Listen to your body. That is the worst mistake that you can make, is not listening to your body. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully some of these tips and some of these things that I have learned and other runners that I know have learned will help you not to have to learn the hard way, and help you to remain a happy and healthy runner and keep your tempo at its best. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. I have a lot of content on my page, so check out the videos that are already there, and there is more to come. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Let me know. I'm really interested in your thoughts, so please comment as well if you have any thoughts on this video, any thoughts on how I can do better. I really want to know. I want to hear your feedback, so please put that in the comments below. And also hit that bell if you want to be notified when I upload videos. I upload videos every week, and I also do little bonuses in between as well. So hit that notification bell if you want to be alerted when I upload a new video. And if you aren't already, please check out my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, and it's my running journey. So come and go on the journey with me, and let me share in your journeys as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the support. I appreciate every like, every comment, every minute and second that you watch this video. I definitely appreciate you. And so if you got this far in the video, could you let me know by putting "not gonna do that now" in the comments, so I know you made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, are you in?